Now, you've also recently conducted a leadership and communication study about how people feel about the cast of leaders today.
Yeah.
Tell us about the results that you saw.
Yeah, so for a number of years now, we've seen a decline in credibility and trust of leaders of all kinds. Political leaders and business leaders, religious leaders, and the media. And it's sad to see that. I think a lot of it has to do with transparency. There can no longer be this creation of an illusion that leaders are infallible. If they do bad things, you see it right away. If their performance isn't great, you can't put an image around that. So people are seeing the performance of a company. They're seeing the personal behavior of the executive, of the religious leader, of the politician. So extreme transparency is good. As the author Don Tapscott said, sunlight is the best hygiene. We get to see things and it cleans them up. I like the London Underground sign, mind the gap. More than ever, leaders have to mind the gap between what they say and what they do. Brands have to mind the gap between their brand promise and what they can actually deliver. And I think that's another reason why our business is so in demand right now, because closing that gap, analyzing that gap, is a big part of what we do. So back to the Leadership Communication Monitor. One of the interesting findings this year is that people at all levels of the organization have pretty close to equal credibility. In fact, when asking consumers who at a company would you like to hear from, more people said a rank and file employee than the CEO. So again, the democratization of influencers. Anyone can be a credible source if they, behave in such a way. And so I think you're going to see more and more rank and file employees of companies being the spokesperson for the company, being the ambassador for the company. And people suspect their motives less. It's just from a more credible source. And you see that about this, cache of social media stars. It's not just about the super celebrity. It's about people like me. And I think it's a great thing.